Hello friends, Astrologer Mohnish here, and thank you for watching my videos on Vedic astrology and on financial astrology. Well, from November 11th, 2025, Jupiter has started a retrograde movement. What does it mean for the world and what does it mean for Donald Trump? We follow Donald Trump's move and actions very closely, and you might have seen my previous predictions, my previous videos about Donald Trump and how much they have come true, all the predictions I have made. Now, since Donald Trump is going through the Jupiter Mahadasha at present, so this Jupiter retrograde affects him. How it will affect him, we will see that. I've prepared the whole document that what is about to come for Donald Trump. And also I will cover the major countries also. I will cover United States again for Donald Trump, and then India, and then Israel, and UK and Canada also. Just to know on a glimpse on the higher note, what is about to happen from the current planetary transits. So Jupiter, when it moves retrograde, which particular house it is transiting in the particular chart of a country and the particular chart of a particular individual. Through that, we make our analysis that what impact it will give to you. So if you have a Jupiter retro in your personal charts, birth charts, or wherever your Jupiter sits, you can put a comment under this video and I will tell you that what does it bring to you. Okay, I will just write a one-liner that if you can comment it, your Jupiter in your natal chart, where it sits, which house at this point in time in the transits. So what impact it will give you, we can always tell you that. So now let's see, sharing my screen. Here you can see that Jupiter is retro in Punarvasu Nakshatra, and today is November the 11th. And you can see Jupiter has started its retro move in the nakshatra of Punarvasu. This is the nakshatra ruled by Jupiter itself. And now this combination of Saturn and Rahu, which causes Shrapit dosha, which is a very evil dosha. Even if you have this in your chart, you're very vulnerable for accidents, challenges, problems, disabilities. Something will really push you down, right? So Shrapit dosha, you must fix in your chart if it is there. Consult a profound or renowned astrologer who can help you how to fix it. But now you see Saturn, Rahu, they are also sitting in the nakshatra of Jupiter, Pura Bhadrapada. Jupiter is in the Punarvasu Nakshatra, ruled by Jupiter. And if you see, they are mutually affecting each other. There's a mutual Vedha going on. You can just see it clearly if you use this software, Jagannathoda, Veda on this box. You see, they both get highlighted. So this is getting a Veda from Jupiter, and this is getting Veda from Saturn and Rahu. So this and this are eyeball to eyeball each other, which is a very strong karmic planetary position happening which is changing the whole global world order. And I have predicted it in my previous videos also. If you have missed that, just watch it so you know what is about to come. And here I have prepared my document, which I'll share with you. I write this document so I don't miss out anything. And many of my followers come from the countries where, maybe English is not the first language. So it's very easy for them to also read it with me and go over what the predictions I'm making. So from November 11, Jupiter has turned retrograde in a Punarvasu Nakshatra, as I mentioned. At this time, Rahu and Saturn, both retro, are also sitting in Pura Bhadrapada Nakshatra. And now Jupiter and Rahu are casting Vedha on each other, which I just showed you right in the chart before this document came up. Now, this is a powerful karmic alignment. It tests truth, leadership, and destiny of the nations. So let's understand what does it mean in simple terms. If you are a learner of Vedic astrology, Jupiter represents truth, wisdom, and justice. Okay, that's a known phenomena or the known attributes of Jupiter. Rahu represents manipulation, illusion, and ambition. That's the reason you always see where the Rahu is sitting in your chart. Okay, that is where the illusion, manipulation, and the challenges and the addictions happens. Okay, like Rahu sitting in second house, people gets into addiction of alcohol and abuses and drugs also. So again, I'm just telling you, it's not that everybody gets into this. Depends on other permutation combinations. So position of Rahu is very important in your chart. Saturn brings karma, discipline, and reality checks. So again, Saturn, Rahu, Jupiter, they're the very important planets, the big planets. Rahu is a shadow planet. They play a very, very important role in your chart. That's the reason where your Jupiter sits in the natal chart. So if you go to the natal chart, all you need to do is you need to create a transit. Okay, so transit, go to transit tab and November 12 or 11, and then show transit calculation, and then go to chakras, and then many chakras, mix two chakras. And here you can see the outer layer is your natal chart. Sorry, outer is your transit chart, and the inner is your natal chart. Here you can easily see where the Jupiter is sitting in your chart in the transit, which is outer layer. Let's say if this is a chart of somebody born now, the Jupiter is sitting in the seventh house. Okay, and you can comment it, and I can tell you what does it bring to you easily. Now, going back to the document, what does it bring to Donald Trump? All this combination of Jupiter, Rahu, Saturn as they are eyeball to eyeball each other, putting Vedha on each other. So for Donald Trump, he's running through Jupiter Mahadasha right now. So this retrograde hits him directly. Okay, how? Expect a lot of drama, legal twist, and surprise news in the coming weeks. He enters a phase of defensive politics. Things that were hidden or forgotten may come back. Old cases, old allies, or even old controversies. Epstein file, I'm just writing a hint here. So you know the previous issues and the karmic imbalances or the balances what is being due, the karmic debts, they may resurface again in Donald Trump's life. And that is also the old cases, old allies, okay, old controversies. Okay, maybe again with Elon Musk, something happens, some other tweet comes in. So you will see that something will going to happen. This retrograde is going to happen till March 11, 2025. So the continuation of Jupiter retrograde movement is from November 11th, 2025 till March 11th, 2026. We're going to write 2026 here, sorry. So this is the period where the Mars is getting, sorry, Jupiter is getting retrograde. So I've just highlighted it here, corrected it. Now, surprise turnarounds in policy or Supreme Court judgments, it may happen. Jupiter retro favors reversal of past decisions. You know, there is a Supreme Court judgment coming on Trump tariffs. We know the lower court has already said it's illegal. He cannot do it. But the case will go to Supreme Court. And now, since the Jupiter is retro, it may cause a reversal in the past decision. Maybe means that this Supreme Court will take decision in the favor of Donald Trump. I'll check the transit chart also of that particular day when the judgment is coming. I don't know the date yet, but we'll see the date when the judgment is going to happen, and then we can see what does the transit of that day shows about Donald Trump's chart, that what he will be facing or what the judgment would be. So stay tuned on that. But here with Jupiter retro, and he's going through Jupiter Mahadasha, Donald Trump right now, it may actually be a reversal of the past decisions. Expect a dramatic foreign or trade move with Rahu and Jupiter axis, as I mentioned, likely towards China, India, or a tariff review. So there will be a new tariff, or the new tariff review will happen against China, India, or many other countries. So he will take a different stance on the foreign trade and the policies and the tariff what he has announced for the around the globe, many countries. So expect some changes, some different dimensions opening up there. More negotiations will happen, secret negotiations, black door challenges, or backdoor negotiations may continue. The world will see him fight to protect his image and power, especially through media and court matters. We have already seen that. That's the personality of Donald Trump, that for him, his image is the most essential part of his personality. So how people think, what people think about him, how he's been perceived. So again, he will fight his best to secure his image and power. And that will happen through media and through the court matters. What you see in here will take a turnaround. And there could be some previous turnaround court cases also open against him. Like, as I said, the reversal of the previous decisions. So if previous decision is in favor, it may go bad in this time. And if the previous one was against him, it may go in his favor right now. So any pending decisions, you will see there will be a flip-flop here. And that's what the retros Jupiter will do for Donald Trump, since he's going through the Jupiter Mahadasha and Saturn Rahu expecting the Jupiter, the Vedha, that is causing the previous karmic debts to resurface, and then the problem and the challenges will happen. So a lot of drama, a lot of twists, a lot of surprise news will be coming on Donald Trump. And you see one of the cases of Epstein files. There could be many more. They will again surface. Controversies will surface, and he will see that more controversies, more allies, or more challenges coming across him. Okay, so that's about Donald Trump. For India, as per the India's transit chart, the Jupiter retro is in the third house and from ascendant, and it's in the first house from the moon. So this is where the whole Jupiter retro is happening for India. So what does it mean? It means activating courage, communication, and national confidence for India. Mars is also expecting the first house at this time in transit, and India is going through the Mars Mahadasha. That's why India is taking very strong position when it comes to global conflict, global policy, foreign policies, strategic alliance, because Mars is showing that boldness, the courage what India wanted to become a superpower. So Mars aspecting the first house from seventh house of enemy, it will bring a bold aggression tone in diplomacy and defense. So this is you will see in India's stance, India's communication, very bold, very strong, very decisive tone. The nation's military readiness and border activities will rise. A short targeted strike or cross-border response cannot be ruled out if provoked. And we know there's already a provocation. We had yesterday the Delhi blast. So it's already a cross-border terrorism provocation is happening, and you will see India's response will come. Again, in my previous video, I told India will not go for a full-fledged war because Saturn is aspecting the seventh house or eighth house of India, which shows that wisdom. India will act in a very wise and in a very mature manner this time also. And there will be some targeted strike, but it will not be a knee-jerk reaction. So if somebody's thinking India going to go and attack Pakistan right now, tomorrow, no, it's not going to happen. It will be very calculative and decisive. But yes, there will be a very strong message coming from India. The reason is they've been provoked, and the Mars respecting the first house, it shows they will take a very, very bold, very, very strong position, even this time, to protect the country, to protect the nation, and also to give a strong message to their enemies and adversaries that we are not going to tolerate this. Okay, so you will see this is happening. Rahu's Veda may trigger false narrative and propaganda against India, and India has always been a victim of false narrative and propaganda from many adversaries and enemies, and it will highlight more this time. So, information war and media clashes are likely. There could be some cyber attacks also coming on India very soon because the Rahu, activates those cyber espionage that there's a spies, there's a leakage of data, or there will be a data hacking happen. So Rahu's nature is that. So you will see that will happen. Rahu also produces the chemical attacks and the biological attacks, mainly the chemical one. And you saw what happened in Delhi, the blast, which was the ammonium nitrate was being used. And there were many more being confiscated also by the security agencies. That shows the Rahu's nature, using the biological, chemical warfare in India. So India has to be very much prepared for all these things happening. And why it's happening? Because Jupiter rules a religion, and India goes through the religious warfare very easily, right? Because the polarization or the terrorist attacks happens in India. They are all backed by the religious groups. So that is the problem what India faces. That's the reason when Rahu and Jupiter they are eyeball to eyeball each other in the chart I showed you here, that causes the religious sentiments, the philosophy sentiments to be at clash. And that surfaces the more clash, more challenges. And that's the reason Rahu is very, very active at this point in time in India's chart. And chemical, biological warfare, cybersecurity warfare, this will happen. This will happen to a certain extent. Okay. So, despite external tension, since Jupiter is sitting in its own nakshatra, Punarvasu, it ensures divine protection to India and eventually stability for the country. So you will see India will go through this problem. But again, in my last video also I covered that Jupiter sitting in its own nakshatra favors India. Okay, India's long-term, short-term policies, strategic moves, tactical moves, everything is in favor. And India has been ensuring the divine protection. Jupiter is ensuring this divine protection to India. And India is a very spiritual country also, right? So it's a hub of spiritual awakening, yoga, tantra, Ayurveda, Jyotish. So somehow that glues the whole sentiments and the glues the whole country and provide protection to the people of India. By 2026, India stands stronger and more assertive on global platforms with a renewed public confidence and strategic clarity. So this is the prediction for India from now till March. I will cover more, in between the sub periods, how every month, comes along when the planets changes their position. But on global scale, like as I said, Jupiter is going to be retro till March 11th, 2026. This is the most high level things will happen in India's chart or Donald Trump's chart and the other countries, what I'm going to do right now. Now, for Israel, Jupiter retrograde is happening in the 11th house in their transit chart from ascendant and first house from the moon sign, which highlights the alliances, diplomacy, and national image. So they will have more partnerships coming in. 11th is also partnership, your alliances. The Israel focus will shift towards foreign partnerships and defense coordinations with backdoor talks or secret negotiations likely. And those secret negotiations will happen with the United States and Saudi Arabia. This is what the chart of the Israel is showing very clearly. Now, Rahu's Veda, which is very important aspect, we cannot ignore it. Rahu's Veda may cause temporary confusions or misinformation in national relationships, especially when it comes to the international relationship with Saudi Arabia. Okay, so you will see there will be some more challenges, and they have the ceasefire agreement going with Hamas, which I already told that it's very fragile. It can break anytime. It can cause more challenges, more issues. The problem is not solved. It's just band-aid right now. Okay, so understand this thing. The the problem, the root cause of the problem is still not solved. The Palestine, Gaza, Israel. It's just a band-aid solution, which is giving more time for the enemies or the countries to recoup, regenerate their weapons, or redo their tactical and strategic diplomatic actions, or rethink about their strategies and then come back and do the attacks on each other again. So this is what I'm always saying, that 2025 year is always a global conflict year, which will lead to 2026, 2027, the world wars. And this is where Israel is sitting on a very important point in their time. So again, they will try to have a negotiations, but there will be confusions and misinformation, which can lead to more fragile relationship with Saudis or even with Hamas and Iran. Now, still, Mars energy and regional tension, as I mentioned, can spark brief military actions or escalations, especially if provoked. So this is a point which I just made, that they will see again some attacks, some challenges coming across from their adversaries, from their enemies, which they have to handle and tackle. And since their Mars energy is very strong, Israel always give it back in a very strong manner if they've been provoked. So this will again happen from now till March. Now, still, Jupiter in Punarvasu Nakshatra ensures divine protection. Again, the Jupiter's placement in their chart is very strong for Israel. So it again ensures the divine protection. Peace efforts resumes after short instability, but overall country will remain stable and under the divine protection. So by early 2026, Israel emerges strong diplomatically, rebuilding trust and expanding global partnerships. So this is my predictions about Israel. And coming on to United Kingdom, Jupiter retro plus Rahu Veda creates a financial policy confusion and public distrust in leadership. So UK is going through a lot of financial challenges, especially with their high taxation systems. People making money, but they're paying a lot of taxes. And a lot of billionaires have moved out of United Kingdom. They're moving to Saudi Arabia, Dubai, or other countries. It's all because of the very challenging foreign policies, financial policies especially, and the emerging public distrust in the financial system. So you will see there will be a parliamentary shakeup possible, as the 10th house is affected by the Jupiter 10th, Jupiter retrograde, and 10th house is house of government is expected by the 4th house of opposition. You will see that parliamentary shakeup, cabinet reorganization may happen in 2026. So previous trade debates may intensify. Brexit, when 2016 European Union and Britain they exited, from their trade relationship, they may resurface again. The reason is UK is looking for the markets in Europe to sell their products, to trade, especially after this, Trump tariff. And the Brexit issues may resurface again back. Okay, so there could be some trade negotiations, trade alignments may happen with the European Union along with the United Kingdom. So again, it's a restructure, and the reform is what UK needs. And Jupiter will trigger those things It may reshuffle their cabinet, their government, their foreign policies because the whole point is restructure their financial and restructure their taxing and change the policies and create more trade relations with the EU. So that is what, the United Kingdom is heading towards. Now, finally, for Canada, Jupiter retro aspects fall on the national finances, second and eighth house axis. Second is House of Finances. It indicates budget, re-evaluation, and economic slowdown fears. We know in Canada, we are already in this economic slowdown because of the tariff challenges, manufacturing jobs, manufacturing units are getting closed, and it will continue, to be very honest. I live in Canada, so I know what people are facing and going through. Housing market corrections deepen under the this Veda pattern. Again, Rahu and Jupiter, the axis is creating all the challenges when it comes to the housing market. Um, Interest rates are very high, and the correction is required, and the deep correction is actually happening right now as we talk. So it will continue. Okay, so the cost of living will be very, very high in Canada. Government policies towards foreign students and immigration may tighten temporarily. We have already seen it's happening. So during this Dasha, Rahu, Saturn influence, and Jupiter retro, you will see more problem and challenges to the international students and a very tight visa and immigration rules, what Canada will adhere to. So this is the problem what we are facing or seeing every day in Canada. However, Jupiter being strong spiritually supports long-term stability. So Jupiter being strong in their natal chart, it supports spirituality and stability. Leadership remains intact, though public dissatisfaction grows. So public on the large will remain dissatisfied because of the higher cost of living, unaffordable housing, and then taxes, and then the immigration rules are being tightening up. So the labor cost is getting expensive. So overall, the cost of living till March 2026, you will see, will be higher. We'll go through the challenges of trade war with the United States, and that will cause more challenges to the manufacturing sector of Canada, and housing will become very expensive. So this is my predictions about the countries I have highlighted here. And you saw that as the Jupiter goes retro, the gold goes up. You see that? In last 2 days, gold makes a very strong move up. And this was already predicted. In our monthly predictions, weekly predictions, we already predicted this, that gold will go up. In my last videos, also multiple times, I told you to buy gold. So if you're not following our weekly, monthly predictions, or if you're not having our VIP indicators, you see that VIP indicators here, they're running. The buy signal came here. Let's see the 4 hours chart of gold, and you see our indicator gave the buy signal here, right? So both the indicators showing buy. You see it's going up, and it's already hit its take profit zone. So people have made a lot of profits here. Again, if you're struggling with the scalping or try to be a day trader, you're missing out big thing. You need to learn the option trading. And how you can do that? You can go to our service sections and join this option trading course. Okay, so I guarantee you that this one, star aligned options learning. I'll teach you the option learning. If you learn option trading, whatever you pay us when you learn this, you will make the same money within 1 week. It's so simple and so easy. If you're not trading using options, if you're just a day trader who just puts a stop loss and then try to make money, you are a fool. Stop loss always work against you because the brokerage knows where the liquidity is. The market maker knows where the stop losses are. They will come down, eat your liquidity, and then push the prices upside. If you are an old school trader or you've learned the stop loss trading strategies, you are the biggest fool in this world. Sorry about my words, because you've been manipulated. This is what the market makers who provide liquidity in the market, they teach you. Always with the stop loss. Stop loss, where you have put the stop loss, they know it. So when the stop loss becomes this big, they will bring the price down or up, whatever the side it is, swallow all liquidity, and then push the price against you. This is the problem why people lose in trading. There are only less than 2% people who win through scalping. Otherwise, everybody loses. So to make money in stocks or in the market, you need artificial intelligence based indicators, what we have. And on top of that, you should learn the option trading. Once you learn option trading, I guarantee you, you will never go back to your old school learning methods. You will always see that how easy, how simple. You don't have to sit in front of computer. You can just run a strategy on Monday and close that strategy on Thursday and Friday, and you will see that you're always in 99%, you will be in a profit. And we always show that our, on our website, if you go and see the accuracy level of our predictions, based on that, we give you the top and the bottom range to do your option trade, and you see that the previous week's predictions 100%. This is accuracy level. You see that accuracy level, and you see Apple, what we predicted, Dow Jones, what we predicted, and you see 98, 100%. This is the record we are showing you. Google, Meta, Nvidia, Planted. This is the record we are showing you. No platform will show you this, that what is their accuracy level. If you still have doubts and challenges, you can always WhatsApp us. And I tell you one thing, if you are just learning to trade or you are a trader with the stop loss methodologies, you are losing the money, not gaining the money. Okay, to win the money or to make money successfully, again, we are not God. We are not saying that we are 100% accurate. We can be wrong too. But the probability, if it's in your favor, 99, 98% probability, if it's in your favor, how can you lose, right? So this is what the point is. With option trading, you bring that 90% above probability in your favor. So learn our option trading, use our algorithms, use the range what we give. You see, we give you the range. We give you the range where the market will be on the upside and the downside. This is the gold range we give you, 387, 347, right? This is the Dow Jones range, 479, 458. QQQ, 636, 592. Where is QQQ today? You see QQQ is within that range right now, and we are about to hit the end of the week. It's 621. Where is gold? Gold is almost reaching the same level, what we predicted, 3 at 387. And it's hovering at 386 right now. You see that? So this is the level of accuracy. Astrology and AI can really be a game changer in your life. Stop working for people, stop working for 9 to 5 jobs. When there's a key of your success available, you have to just avail it. If you are kind of a person who stands outside of the ocean and think of, swimming, you will never learn swimming because you have to get wet to learn swimming. Okay, and this is how you learn things, practice things, and whatever you pay us, you can make that just in 1 week. And then the knowledge you have, information you have, what you learn through us, through me, you can even teach it to your next generation, many generations, right? And this is the key for your freedom. Anyway, this is Astrologer Mohnish. Thank you for watching this video. I shall see you in my next video very soon. God bless you all. Stay happy, stay safe, and stay awakened. Thank you for watching.